Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while since I filmed my last video. A lot has happened, so I'm gonna update you guys on what's happened so far. The last thing I left off on was that I was finishing my application. So I finished it, I sent it to Corvia. They told me the things that I needed to correct, and then I corrected them. I sent it back to them, and then they submitted my application to EPIK on September 3rd. So all recruiters submitted applications on September 3rd, and then EPIK took about a month to review them, and they started interviews for people that applied through recruiters on October 1st. So yeah, it took like about a month. So if you're applying with a recruiter and you have all your stuff ready at the very beginning, just be aware of that the process is a little bit longer if you're going through a recruiter, because you have that middleman in between you and EPIK. So while I was waiting for that month that EPIK was going through applications, I got a few things done. First, I got my criminal background check done, because after August 1st, your criminal background check is good for 6 months. So I wanted to get that one done as soon as possible, since it tends to take the longest. It is the one that takes the longest. I didn't go through the regular, the route that takes super long. I can't think of the name. I didn't go through that route. I went through a channeler. So I wanted to go through accurate biometrics, but I didn't have a location in the city that I live in. So I looked for an approved FBI channeler that was in my city, and the one that I found was Field Print. So Field Print cost $50, which is what most of them cost. It was a digital fingerprint, like a live scan. So I made the appointment, I went in, it cost $50. I got my criminal background check results literally in less than a minute. Like, after I was done with my fingerprints, like, I already had an email on my phone, like, to check for my background check results. Super quick, super easy. Like, it took less than 5 minutes, and before I even walked out of the post office, like, I already had my results on my email, which was really awesome. So I printed that PDF out, and then in order to get the apostille on my CBC, I sent all my stuff to Monument Visa. So Monument Visa is an expediting apostille service. Instead of sending it to get it apostilled the long way, I wanted to just do it the quickest way possible, so I could have all my docs ASAP, so I could send them to Korea once, like, I passed my interview, if I passed my interview. So I sent all my things to Monument Visa. So Monument Visa asks for you to fill out a form. If you are applying through Corvia, then you do get like a $5 discount, and Corvia has a certain form that's pretty much almost all filled out, and all you have to fill out is your name, your address, if you're apostilling your criminal background check, or your diploma. And the good thing about Monument Visa is that you don't have to send all your stuff in the mail to them. You can send them an email with the form filled out and your signature. That form can also have your credit card information, or you can pay through PayPal, which is what I did because I feel like it's more secure. So you send them the form, you pay online, or you put your information on the form, and then you also attach in the email your criminal background check PDF, and then Monument Visa takes care of the rest. Monument Visa, it cost $50, I think like $52 with the extra PayPal fee, and it took about a week. Like, after a week, that same week that I got my criminal background check results, I sent my stuff in the email to Monument Visa, and the next week I had already gotten like my apostilled criminal background check back in the mail. So it was super quick, super efficient. I'm definitely planning on using Monument Visa when I'm apostilling my diploma after I graduate, because obviously I need that as quick as possible. So while I was waiting for the results from Corvia, I got my criminal background check done and apostilled. I got current transcripts since I haven't graduated yet. I got 2 current transcripts so I could send that with my documents to Korea. I had my letters of recommendation already signed in ink. I asked my school for a letter of intent to graduate. So if you haven't graduated yet, then you need to request a letter of intent to graduate so EPIK knows that you will be getting your degree after you graduate. And this is like a placeholder for your apostille degree since you don't have it yet. So I got that from my school. On the EPIK website, it has specific instructions on what they want, what they expect in the letter, which includes an ink signed signature and a stamp or a seal from your school. So I got all that from my school. Since I'm also graduating with my teaching license, I needed a sworn declaration for that. So I spoke to my advisor to write me an email, not an email. I spoke to my advisor to write a letter for me saying that I would be graduating. After my graduation, I would be getting my teaching certificate. I did speak to my school because I'm currently student teaching, and so I finished student teaching about 2 or 3 weeks before graduation. So I was hoping that I could get my teaching license sooner since, I mean, I'm pretty much done before I graduate, but that wasn't possible, unfortunately. So I still got the letter for my teaching license, basically saying that when I graduate, I'll be getting my teaching certificate. So along with the letter of the sworn declaration for my teaching certificate, I also had to fill out the form that EPIK has on their website. It's really simple. You either check if you're doing it for a TEFL or a TESOL or a CELTA or a teaching license, or if you have teaching experience. And so you just check that off. You put the date that you're expected to finish and how many hours, depending on whatever it is that you're filling it out for, and then you have to sign it, of course. I took pictures for my visa and for my application. So I just when I went to do my fingerprints, they also took pictures there, so I took my pictures right there and then. I just made sure that they were the right size that they're asking for the visa. I thought I could just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, just use the same picture for my visa application and for my EPIK application, because I would need more pictures anyway when I get to Korea, because when you're applying for your ARC and for certain things, you need like a visa picture. So I just thought, why not take the picture and then I'll make copies of it so I'll have extras and backup for later. So all of that happened in the span of about a month. So on October 1st is when EPIK interviews for applicants that applied through Recruiter started. So October 1st was when people that were applying through Recruiter started getting their EPIK interviews. I got an email for my interview on October 3rd through Corvia. The thing about when you're applying through a recruiter, whatever time slot that you put on your application is what your recruiter is going to choose from. So when you're a direct applicant, you can choose the time. EPIK will send you a link and you can choose the time, you know, whenever you want to have it. But if you're going through a recruiter, your recruiter will choose based on whatever time you put in your application. So for myself, since I'm student teaching, I don't want to be up super late at night when I know I'm going to have to wake up the next morning and go to school and be at school for 6-7 hours with a bunch of high schoolers. So I made my times kind of reasonable. So I believe I put 9 a.m. Korean Standard Time to about 3 p.m. Korean Standard Time. And for me, since I'm in the Mountain Standard Time, Mountain Time Zone, whatever it is, Mountain Standard Time, that translates to about 6 p.m. to about midnight. So I didn't want to stay up anywhere past midnight for my interview. Like, I want this job, trust me, but I'm not having an interview at like 3 in the morning. That was not for me. So I got my email from Corvia that I got an interview. They emailed me on October 3rd, and my interview was scheduled for October 11th, which was the next week on a Wednesday. And so my interview was scheduled for 2 p.m. Korean Standard Time, but it was 11 p.m. my time, and I had no problems with that at all whatsoever. Like, I was perfectly fine with that. So I let my recruiter know, like, you know, I'm great with that. So I had my interview on Wednesday, October 11th, and then Thursday, October the 12th, Korea sent me an email that I passed my interview. Yay! I was so surprised at how fast I got that interview, the email basically saying that I was accepted. Like, literally the next day I got my email, which was great. Like, I was thrilled. I was expecting it to take like about a week or so, but I was glad that it took like a day. And so that was basically like the okay that once I have my documents, I can send them to Korea, and then they'll like hand deliver it to the EPIK office. So I pretty much already had all my documents, and so yeah, I was ready to send them. So I sent my documents out through FedEx, just because between FedEx and DHL, DHL was actually like $42 and FedEx was $52. The only difference is that when I got to the post office, they had already picked up the DHL packages, so they wouldn't have sent out my package if I went through DHL until the next day. And FedEx, they were picking it up in like 30 minutes to an hour. So I sent my documents out on Monday, and they were supposed to get to Korea on Wednesday, but if I went through DHL, then it would have taken an extra day. So I just went with the extra $10 and went through FedEx. I know I've heard other people that they've had to pay like $80 to $100. I'm just glad that I didn't have to pay that much, and it still got to Korea in like 2 days. So my documents did get to Korea on the 17th of October. They did take 2 days. They got to Korea. Once Korea got them, they sent me an email that they got my documents and that they had already reviewed them. They looked through them and everything was good. They hand delivered the documents to EPIK, and they let me know that EPIK was reviewing them, and that once EPIK is ready, they'll send them off to the MOEs and POEs. And so that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm pretty much just waiting until I hopefully get my placement. So yeah, a lot has happened since my last video. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just so glad that I was able to pass my interview and have all my documents ready so I could send them off right away. Especially since I'm still in school. Like, I have student teaching, I have lesson planning, I have seminars and all these things going on. So I'm really glad that I took the initiative and did all the things that I needed to do earlier, and not now when everything is getting kind of crazy, since I have a month of student teaching left. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Yeah, I was also able to talk to my school so I can get my diploma a little bit faster. So originally my school told me that once grades are posted after graduation, which is a few days after graduation, like about 4 or 5 days, then I would contact my specific college, which is the College of Science. I would contact my college to let them know that my grades are posted, and to contact graduation so that they can start printing out my diploma. Originally they told me that that would take about like a month, and I would get my diploma in the middle of January. But I was able to talk to my school, and they do have an expediting service. So at my school, if I pay $30 more, then I can have my diploma overnighted to me. So instead of it taking like weeks and then I have to wait in the mail for it to come, it would come in like 2 business days, and then I can go to my school and pick it up in person. So I'm super happy about that, because the thing about EPIK is that if you want to be placed, if you want to be hired for the main intake, then your documents have to be in Korea by January 15th. And that was originally the date that they told me that I would be getting my diploma. Like, not even apostilled yet, still here in Texas, like nowhere near Korea. So I'm really grateful that they were able to do that for me and get me that information. So once I get my diploma, I will send it to Monument Visa so they can have it apostilled, so I can send my apostilled diploma, my actual transcripts, my final transcripts, and my teaching certificate to Korea. So then I'll have all my documents ready. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you do want to see a video on my interview and the questions that I was asked, and any tips that I have, let me know and I'll definitely make that video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.